Hi everyone, so welcome to today's video. As you can see based off of the title of this video, we are doing a shop my stash of products that I have not used in a while that either need to be used or they need to be thrown away, decluttered. So this is Shop My Stash Declutter Edition because some of these products I've had for a while and I have loved them at one point and I just kind of forgotten about them. They kind of slipped through the cracks with all the new stuff. I have makeup everywhere and I have some serious organization to do. And when I do declutters, I usually am pretty cutthroat when it comes to getting rid of product. Either I've loved it, keeping it, don't use it, gotta go. And I really just, there's no in between. And I really want to give some of these products a little bit more of a fair chance of staying than just looking at it and be like, no, you gotta go. I've got all my makeup goodies. I went shopping in my stash. All of my stuff is in this bag and we are going to go ahead and get started. So get your makeup goodies out, get ready while you watch today's video, and let's get started. Starting off with primer. This is the Glowish by Huda Beauty. This is the Blur Jam Silicone Free Smoothing Primer. I bought this a while ago from Sephora. It comes out with like a hint of red, like a berry pinky type of shade, but when you blend it in, it just kind of looks clear. It's a silicone-free primer that has a bit of slip to it. It does feel like a silicone-based primer, even though there isn't any. And it was good at one point, and I used it. I just kind of forgot about it, and you know, I don't feel like it's truly like completely pore-filling and blurring, but it feels nice when you blend it in, and it doesn't pill under products, so it's good. It's just not one that I've been using a lot, and I feel like I need to kind of give it another shot. So another product in this stash that I selected today is the Yummy Skin by Danessa Myricks. This is a product that I cannot get on board with no matter what I do. I've tried it as a primer, I've tried it as my main foundation, I've tried it over foundation, I tried it as a touch-up product, and it just sort of sinks into my pores and it looks not so great. So it comes in a really big disc shape. You get a lot of product. This is the Yummy Skin in number 1 shade. So it's kind of an interesting sort of technology. It's a balm to powder. It has Upsolite technology. I do like her blurring blushes. I think that they're incredibly pigmented and they blend well. And I don't have issues with those. But this, I just can't get on board with it. I do have a mini of the clear one that may be better. But dare I try to use this again? I don't really like this product at all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a very, very minimal amount with my Hourglass Ambient Foundation brush and really kind of push this in right over the Blur Jam primer just to sort of even things out. And that's the whole idea that I had in mind when I bought this when it first launched. I remember I was actually on my family vacation and I placed the order while waiting in the car for my food to be made to pick it up. And I just hit pay now on the Sephora app and I bought a bunch of stuff and it was delivered right when I got home. It was like perfect timing. And I was so excited about something like this because it's like a powder, but it's balmy. It's not greasy and oily, but it's not dry. It's very interesting. So if you haven't tried it, you know, I would say just kind of look at the testers at Sephora and see what you think about it. I can't make it work. And people do like this product. And she makes great products, but I don't know. Am I the only one here? Am I the only one that does not like this at all? I mean, this doesn't look as bad as it has in the past, but we'll see what happens when I put foundation on. And it's really sitting in my pores, and I do have larger pores in this area because I do have oil production right there as well. So it's just, it is what it is. Okay, moving on, not giving it any more attention. I took out a couple complexion products. My Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint, which I absolutely love this product. The It Cosmetics CC Nude Glow, I'm pretty sure mine is expired. I can't really tell the way that they printed it. It's kind of like the numbers are on at a weird angle, so I can't make out if it's 2023 or 2024. So this could potentially be expired. And then I also have my NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is a good foundation. I feel like the shade is kind of off, even though this is the same color in my Light Reflecting Foundation, also by NARS. But in this foundation, the tones are not the same. So I kind of didn't get myself a good match. So here's what I guess I'm going to do is mix these two together. So hopefully by the end of this video, I'm going to know what's staying and what's going to go, because I do have lots of new products that I haven't used yet. I have purchased a couple things over the last few months of this new year. I'm kind of not necessarily on a no buy, but more of a low buy. And I guess I can talk to you while I do my foundation about that. I buy products all the time. I get PR here and there, which I'm really thankful for, but everything that I use in my videos is product that I've purchased myself. And I spend lots of money on a monthly basis because I love testing out products. I love doing videos. And I realize that I do buy quite a bit at once. And I'm only one person using all this stuff, right? So I feel like I should try to use what I have, not get so caught up in buying everything as soon as it launches, because I don't have to have it right away. I can wait for a sale. I can wait till I finish something up and then sort of reward myself. And the foundation mixture is going on, I guess, nicely, I suppose, over the Yummy Skin Balm. I haven't used these two foundation products over the Danessa Myricks. So this is my first time kind of seeing how this is going to look. I think I do need to take my beauty blender and just really push this into the skin a little bit more. Time for some concealer. We're moving on from the foundation and just letting it be. I don't like the way it looks, and I'm going to say that the Yummy Skin Balm is responsible for the way it looks right now. So we're just going to move past that and start concealing. I'm going to use the ABH Magic Touch. This is a good concealer, has some good coverage. The shade 3 is what I have, and I feel like I got a shade too dark. I like a little bit more of a brighter look. So this is one that I'm going to keep. I already know that. I'm not going to declutter it because I do like the coverage and how it blends and looks. The next concealer is the Born This Way Ethereal Light Concealer from Too Faced. This is a smoothing, illuminating concealer, and I have the shade Vanilla Wafer, which is a little light, so it'll be perfect for mixing with the ABH. This concealer is a very light coverage. It doesn't give as much coverage as I would have liked. I bought this when it came out, and I ordered the loose powder, the Born This Way loose powder, which I very much dislike. And it makes my under eye area look 10 years older, that loose powder. It's really bad. So this concealer is not terrible. I just don't use it enough. I have a couple brow products in here that I want to use. I have the Eyebrow Duo Pencil that has a light pink and a shimmer to sort of carve out the brows, make them look a little bit more perfected. It's a brow highlight from Benefit. I do love this product, and I haven't used it in such a long time, and I remember loving this so much. So this, I don't know if I can part ways with it. I do have another Benefit product. It's the Browvo Conditioning Primer. Again, I have not used this in a while, and it is supposed to be a nutrient-rich primer for fuller-looking brows, is what it says. So you twist it out, and in the center, there's like a hole where the serum comes out, and it's a kind of like a silicone-y, plasticky type of applicator, and it's basically like a conditioner that you can use to soften your brows, like pre-combing situation if you have longer brow hairs like I do. It helps kind of get them in the direction that you want them to be prior to filling them in. I don't use this as much as I was before because I forgot about it. 2, I feel like it's just an extra step. Now I have to prime my brows, fill them in with a pencil, the brow tint pen, then set them with the gel. It just seems like a lot, right? So that's kind of why I haven't used it. So I don't hate this product. I just don't use it. Next up is the brow powder. This is the Shape and Fill Duo from Rare Beauty. I think they still make this product. I've had this for about 2 years in my collection. I ordered the shade Brown, and it comes with 2 powder type products. These do have a bit of a kind of pomade-y type of consistency, so it's not quite as dry as a typical powder. And it's 2 shades of brown. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. There's one that's a little bit more warm and then a little bit slightly kind of cool tone, and then it comes with a little angled applicator, which is quite neat if you travel or on the go. So everything is in here that you need. Plus it has a little mirror, like the whole length of this is the size of the mirror, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to use this to fill my brows. So I'm not sure if I'm really liking how this is looking in my brow. I haven't used a brow powder to fill my brows in such a long time. Been using just pencils and my brow tint pen. I'm going to take a little bit of this pencil from Benefit. I do like this. I'm using the light pink side. The other side is a soft gold. So I just kind of scribble this on, and then I use either my finger or a brush to blend. But it helps kind of clean up around the shape of your brow. So it's nice. It's a nice product. I used to love it and I used to use it every day religiously. And then after I had my son, I just kind of stopped doing all these little extra steps that really do make a difference. I just didn't have time for all of this. But I do today. So the brows are done. I filled them in. It took me too long. I lost patience with it. So I ended up using my NYX Lift and Snatch pen to fill in the remaining parts because this was just not cutting it. This is very sheer. It doesn't transfer from pan to brow as much as I would like it to. I think that if I wanted to use a powder, I would go with the ABH powders because those are incredible. So this is automatically not going to stay in my collection. I know I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, moving on to bronzer. I have this product from Iconic London, and this is the Precision Pot Contour Duo in the shade called Light Shadow. So the top, you open up, it's a powder that's kind of like a satiny, very silky feeling powder. It's a really nice shade for my fair skin. And then the bottom opens up, and that is your contour cream-based product at the bottom. And it has a more cool tone versus the top that is a little bit more, slightly kind of like a hint of warmth. Not too warm, but it's not cool. So I would say it's a little bit more neutrally leaning than the contour. This has a bit more cool. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of the contour and then the powder on top to set it. And that's what I'm going to use as my bronzer today because I didn't take anything else out in this category. Let me double check. Yep, nope, this is it. So this is what we're going to use. And this is blending in very, very easily. And it's like the perfect shade for fair to fair light skin tones. This is a really nice shade. But when I do blend it in, I do feel like I pick up a little hint of warmth. So it's not quite as cool tone and gray looking as some other contours can be. But it's a nice product. And I remember really loving this and using it all the time because it's just easy. And it blends right in. And thankfully, it's blending in just as good as I remember today over my foundation, which I'm not really happy with. But, you know, that's just part of trying products, testing things out, makeup research. I have a few blush options. I have the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge. This is a lip and cheek product in the shade number 11 Pale Pink. Looks like that. I have not used this in such a long time, and I don't remember how I feel about it, so I may try that today. And then these are so old that I think I'm just going to have to let them go even if I do use them today and like them because I've had them for a while. I've had these for, I would say, a little over 2 years. These are the Buxom Wonderlust Primer Infused Blushes. And I have the shade Mykonos, which is the peach, and then the Seychelles, which is more of like a mauve-y type of shade. I think I'm going to use my beauty sponge, and I'm going to pick up the product and just lightly, ooh, that's pretty. Whoa, okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wowie. Okay, let's continue blending this out. What did I just do to myself? This is a lot more pigmented than I expected, so maybe I won't be going in with a powder product over the top. Oh. You don't have to say it. I know I look crazy, so I'm just going to blend this out with a Sigma F47. So even now with blending, I feel like it's pushing the foundation even deeper into my pores and it looks terrible. It really looks just bad. This side is not too bad, but this is just not, no. I don't like the way this is looking. Okay. I'm going to move on to highlighter. Using my Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Pillow Talk Multi Glow highlighter. This came out a couple years ago and this is beautiful. I was slightly disappointed with this product for just one little bitty thing, right? This color here is pretty. It's a nice pink shade, but there's a little bit of glitter, so I don't use these two colors here to highlight. This lavender is really pretty as an eyeshadow, and it looks nice and icy and bright as a highlighter. But this one here, this pink little strip, has some glitter, so I don't use that part when I'm highlighting. I just kind of stick to these shades here, the white, kind of icy ivory shade, and then this one is more champagne. It's a beautiful glow. So I just use my normal highlight brush and I just kind of come into this area here, tapping off the excess, and then I just kind of go through the brow bone, high points of the cheek, through the temples. I love Charlotte Tilbury highlighters. She's the queen of glow, and if you buy any of her highlighters, you will absolutely love them. So I'm priming with a little bit of the Smashbox 24-hour primer. I don't remember when I bought this. It was in the back of my drawer as I'm in the process of organizing and cleaning my stuff out. I found this and I hadn't even used it. It was brand new. And I'm using it today because I couldn't believe it. They make some really great primers. I feel like that's what really put this brand on the map. I remember when I used to work at Ulta, this was like the it brand for face primers. It was Smashbox. So I'm going to try this for old time's sake. And I'm using a Sephora Concealer number 71 brush to apply that. Now that the primer's on, I'm pretty sure it's already set and ready to go. I do have a couple of products in the eye category that I am considering keeping or getting rid of. I have the Merit Solo Shadows. I did a video on this when they first came out. I bought 2 shades, Studio and Brun, and I also bought the brush. I like the brush, but these crease on me, and I tried them with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, they creased. I tried them with my Milani primer, that creased. I tried them alone with nothing on, that creased as well. So these do not wear well for me and they don't perform well. So I'm kind of disappointed because I've only used them a handful of times. The shadow sticks from It Cosmetics. I have 4 that I pulled out from my drawer. I love a good shadow stick and I'm all about it. I have tons of them. These are the 4 from this brand that I have not used in quite some time, and they might actually be drying out. So this would be a great way for me to find out if they're still usable. I'm starting with the matte shadow stick, Bare and Brave, and I'm going to use that on my lower lashes. And I think I'm just going to use my finger to soften that and add a little bit of color. It's a bit more of a soft, light tan with a hint of like rosy undertone. So it's a nice kind of pearly shade with a hint of peach that I'm picking up, right? Peachy pink. Very subtle, very light. This is really nice for the inner corner, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to use a little bit of that to highlight my inner corner. And I'm going to use my finger to blend that out. I actually have this shade here called Passionate Pearl, which I bought as a highlighter. So I'm going to use this one to highlight under my brow. This is what I should have used for my inner corner highlight, but it's too late because once these are on, they do stay on. This one is not quite as dry as the beige one that I used first. So I feel like the Bare and Brave is probably on its way out anyways. I'm going to take the Silk Armor that I use in the inner corner. I'm going to use that as my lid shade. And then I'm going to use that Merit double-ended brush that I talked about earlier to blend the edges out before that color sets. Let me show you that tough tan that I was talking about earlier. It's like a tan shade. It's very warm. It's like a peanut buttery type of shade, but it has like a goldeny, silvery sparkle in there. This one is a little bit creamier and softer because it's more new compared to the other ones, but it's just it's very warm. Maybe I can use some in my crease. Actually, let's try that. I'm going to actually work off the back of my hand with that brush, the Merit brush, and then use some of that out here. This one is going to go too. I'm not liking this. So here's where we're at with the eyeshadow sticks. I went ahead and tightlined with this Revlon new eyeliner. I had some transfer, so I wanted to test it out again, and I tightlined, but I didn't get too close to the inner eye area because that's where the transfer happened in my inner tear duct yesterday. So I kind of wanted to tightline from where my eye starts and outwards, and this is so creamy that I actually got it on my contact lens itself on this eye. So hopefully I can get that off when I clean my contacts with the solution tonight. But I'm going to just leave this on my waterline because it is quite rich and it did make my lash line look pretty thick. So from here I'm going to do mascara, skipping eyeliner altogether. I'm going to use the Armani Eyes to Kill. I had the sample that I started using a few weeks ago and I just want to use it before throwing it in the trash. It gives a nice soft fluffy definition, but it's not as dramatic as I like for my lashes. It's not bad, but it's just one that I don't see myself buying in full size because I want a little bit more oomph to my lashes. The final thing is a lip product for the day. I have a few minis. This is a Pat McGrath one that I've had for just a few months. The Divine Rose, this is the Matte Trance lipstick. This lasts so long and wears so well. It's a nice, pretty berry shade. It's got a little bit depth, more depth than I thought once I apply it. So I'm not going to use that one because I've used that before, but this one from Fenty, it's been a while since I've used this one. This is the Fenty semi-matte lipstick in the shade, I think it's called Motha Luva. I think that's what it is. 04 Motha Luva. It's printed on there. This is actually a refill. I, for some reason, when I ordered this, thought I was getting the lipstick, but I think I hit refill purchase. And so that's why it looks like that. But if you have these lipsticks, you can refill them, which is a nice feature. And it's a creamy kind of matte, semi-matte. It's creamy. It glides on really nicely. Goes right over the lip lines pretty well. And it's a nice shade. I remember really loving this. I just kind of forgot about it. I think it's because it's so small, it gets lost in my drawer. And in my collection of products, I had the Huda Beauty lip contours. And I think, honestly, this shade called Pinky Brown would be really nice with this lipstick. And I should have done this first. This Pinky Brown, I think, will match better than the pink shade. So I'm going to line and just kind of clean this up a little bit. So that's it, you guys. I hope that this video was helpful if you were curious about any of the products that I happen to feature in today's video. Hopefully it was entertaining, at least, to watch, get ready with me, and just kind of try products. I'm going to be getting rid of some of these things. I'm not going to hold on to them. I thought that maybe I would reconsider some of the products, but I do know for sure that the ones that I am not happy with, they're going to be leaving. So I'm just not going to give the Yummy Skin Balm from Danessa Myricks any more attention and time, because it just doesn't work no matter what I do with it. And it's the reason why my complexion doesn't look as great, unfortunately. I do know that the foundations and the CC cream that I chose today are good together and individually, so I know it's the primer underneath. As far as the Blur Jam from Huda Beauty, I think I'm going to try that one more time and see if it works with my favorite foundation, and if it doesn't, then it's going to go as well. I do like the contour product from Iconic London. I feel like I should use that more often. It was very seamless to blend. The Pot Rouge from Bobbi Brown, I feel like it was too much at the application portion. I feel like it was too much. So I think I may have to try that again. I don't know if I'm going to keep it though. The Wonderlust Primer Infused Blushes from Buxom, those are gotta go. The eyeshadow sticks are getting kind of dry, and I don't reach for them as much as some of my other ones. I have so many in my collection that I just absolutely love and adore, and those just kind of went to the bottom of my list of favorites. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of it and part ways. And then the lip combo, I need to use this lipstick more often. It's a nice soft matte that kind of feels like it's creamy. It kind of went on very nicely, kind of like butter, but it's not drying and it's not completely flat and matte. That semi-matte is pretty accurate for the description, so I do want to use it more. I'm going to be pretty cutthroat because the whole point of this video was to actually declutter something, preferably more than just 1 to 2 items. I really wanted to make some sort of effort in getting rid of product, and hopefully these little amounts of products can kind of make some space for some new stuff. Because I did order some new stuff. I do have more new stuff to use, so you'll be seeing some of those things kind of sprinkled in videos as I film them. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on these products. If you love them or if you dislike them, just kind of chat with me about it. Let me know what your experience has been with some of these. I appreciate you so much for being here, for watching the entire video. It means so much to me. You can subscribe. We can do this again in the future, and you can also follow me on Instagram. It's here on the screen. Take care, you guys, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.